in addition to specific deck lists, I also do what I call build-around submissions, where people can submit an idea, and I attempt to construct a deck around that idea. Some of the build-around submissions can be a little rough early in the season while we're still trying to get a feel for new cards, but this specifically was a request to play Submersible here. An existing card, 1/5 for 5 with elusive, that says, when I'm summoned, draw 1 card. If you've played at least 10 differently named cards, grant me +4 attack permanently. So 5/5 for 5 elusive here, if you've played 10 differently named cards, alongside Viktor. Viktor has augment here, so he loves when you play created cards. He also is self-enabling. He creates you a card every single turn with Hexacore upgrade to give him a random keyword. And then he levels when you've played 8+ created cards. So the created card theme in general works very well with Submersible, because things like Viktor that create cards basically give you 2 differently named things to play in one. So Viktor makes us 2 differently named things. Things that make gems give us 2 differently named things. Calculated creation gives us 2 differently named things. Zoe hits and gives us... Zoe technically gives us 3 differently named things, because it's Zoe, it's super cool star chart, and then it's whatever you generate from the invoke on the super cool star chart. So Ballistic Bot, another augment card, creates ignitions every turn. So a lot of good synergy here. One thing I'm especially looking forward to doing is I've got Flame Chompers in here as a discard synergy to pair with Rummage, Spacey Sketcher, and Sump Dredger. And Flame Chompers paired with Mentor of the Stones sounds really, really sweet, giving our basically free challenger unit +2/+2 permanently, so it can not just be a distraction, but it can actually interact with and kill our opponent's board. Sounds really great. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this and see how it goes. Yeah, Zoe's Champion's Bell also technically gives you 2 differently named cards. Draven Riven. I think Nyandroid is probably a mulligan here. It takes a little bit to get set up. Zoe's great on 1. Goats are just like good statted units. Almost assuredly something aggressive. That's true. The lack of Sparklefly might be wrong. Hey, Kevin Watt, thank you for the 17 months. May 2021 start off wonderfully for all of us. I mean, they murdered Zoe, but Goat got in and made a gem. And again, like, when that Zoe died, it was a tempo negative exchange for my opponent. They spent 2 mana to kill my 1-drop, so feeling pretty okay. The remote meta. I don't know what remote refers to there. Thanks for the 42 months, D. Brian.
Now there is no prey to stop.
Oh, the emote meta. I like the Zoe emote a lot. It depends on... So, a lot of people dislike variance in their card game. So, like, the tough thing about the Zoe emote is sometimes she's nice and she waves, and other times she does this. So it's tough if you want low variance emotes, Zoe is not for you. But if you're someone that doesn't mind a little bit of variance, the Zoe emote is very powerful. Really need like a Rummage or a Sump Dredger here, huh? Do you usually expect more from a champion, or are we accepting a tempo positive trade plus potential draw as a fair deal? I mean, if you haven't gotten a chance to watch the Zoe builds from last night, like, the floor on Zoe is a tempo positive change usually. Like, the ceiling on what Zoe can do is literally win you the game outright, so like, it's really pretty powerful. So, part of me wants Nyandroid, but Ballistic Bot lets me generate more differently named things for Submersible, so I think I'm into that. Although I think I want to start by spell thiefing their Get Excited and murdering their Draven. The fact that I was able to load up the game on expansion day and build the 3 Zoe decks you played using free-to-play rewards is surreal. I agree. It does not count as playing it, I don't believe. No. This was at 5. Hey, sorry, Miss Jackson. I'm glad you're enjoying the content. Thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back. Good morning. I would love to trade my goat for this. Am I okay trading my goat for this one? I think I am. Am I? Nah, I'm not.
Safety disengaged.
Yeah, Chomper with power up seems really good. We did. We got 4 different emotes. Mostly of the new champions. Oh, they're playing Flock. Okay. So they're more mid-rangey than I was expecting if they're playing Flock. So this is card 8. His Hexacore upgrade will be card 9. This will be card 10.
To serve the greater good.
Can you improve perfection? Rise, metal brethren.
Yeah, it's like, it's only turn 7, right? And like, we're gonna play Percival with its upgrade on turn 7. Oh, they're playing Riven over Ezreal and Ezreal Draven. That's interesting.
No turning back now.
Meow, 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 meow.
Yikes. Yeah, that my gut would have said swap Riven for Draven too. Oh, you know what? I probably should have gemmed this. I guess I could trade this here. Yeah, I feel like giving up Ezreal really gives this archetype a more linear slant. And like, if you're gonna be more linear, at that point, wouldn't you rather just be playing the Jinx Draven deck?
Meow, meow, meow.
Inferior construct. Pitiful.
I think the idea that my opponent and I are currently playing a mirror is some really hot nonsense. Card game players love, oh, I can't cast this now. Oh, that's super awkward.
Behold me!
You have to have a Viktor in play to grant a keyword too. Got it. That makes sense, I suppose. Oh, I'd already played a Zoe this game. Weird. Shunpo, yeah. Kill a thing and rally. Love it.
Fly to them on broken wings. I won't look back. Violence to end violence.
Feels like we're dead here.
You won't scratch me. Tell my tale. No.
Once I stab papers, now faces.
Mokaham, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. I love how the card set has been out for less than a day and people are just like posting these are the ratings of these cards with just like stark confidence. Dear God, someday please give me the confidence of a mediocre TCG player. What you doing over there?
Looking for trouble? It found you.
Can open on Spacey Sketcher and see what we get here. Huh? I hate Moonglow.
Can't stop her playing catch with Zoe. I'm a serious artist now. I beat Sparkle Flex.
Does he get like single combated here in response technically? I also don't really think that's true either, Panzer. Like it's so like, and I've talked about this before too, but the way Runeterra players bitch about Runeterra really gives me an incredible amount of empathy for people that design games, because it feels to me like Runeterra is just a great example of gamers will complain about anything, because Runeterra, like, even last season with Go Hard and like, well, and you mentioned Feel the Rush in your list of decks. Like, Feel the Rush wasn't even that popular last season. It had a good showing at the seasonal tournament in terms of top 32 results, but like, it wasn't that common on the ladder. Based on the objective data that we have available to us, its play rate was not high. Like this idea that like these couple of decks are much better than everything else and push out all these other things is just objectively wrong in Runeterra. Like, take your feelings and bugger off and like look at what the data tells us, We have a ton of games played, and we have an actual API on Mobalytics. Like, you don't need to use your feels. We have reels. I'm gonna mulligan the submersible here. Chopper's probably bad against this. Why is Runeterra so much smaller than Hearthstone? Because Hearthstone released almost 7 years ago. Runeterra went into open beta like 12 months ago. A lot of people have completely unrealistic expectations on what it takes to make a game. Like, I get that Riot's a massive company, but they can't just snap their fingers and instantly stand up something huge. Like, Runeterra is awesome for what it is right now, but Runeterra is not even a feature-complete game yet. We only have 80% of the regions this game is gonna have when it's done. I'm sure the list of features that the Runeterra team wants to implement is huge.
Footprints here.
Huh? I'm gonna get Ballistic Bot down here, because then next turn I can rummage, discard the Ignition and the Flame Chomper. Hearthstone was the only major digital card game when it released. That is correct. And before one of my oldies actually me's about Magic the Gathering Online, that's not a real digital card game. Yes, first to market is a huge advantage. Huh? I'm just playing the cat.
Flee with 2 E's.
Yeah, Magic the Gathering Online was a paper Magic emulator, so my opponent is very likely a Catalyst deck, so rather than attacking for 1 and letting them spend their mana here, I'm just gonna burn 3 of their mana. Like, the 1 point of damage I'm gonna get in isn't very worthwhile. The Boot, thanks for the follow, welcome to the channel. Well, the problem with the free games on the Epic Game Store, Silence, is that it would require me to use the Epic Game Store. That's the real issue with the Epic Game Store. Is that in order to get the free games in it, I would have to use the Epic Game Store. I'd rather discard the Gem or the Ignition. I think I'd rather discard the Gem. Messenger sounds good.
Just accidental art.
Hey, look, there's the Catalyst we played around last turn, chat. Fire and Fury, thanks for the 17 months. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Epic Game Store gives more to developers. Yeah, I've heard that. I don't. From a software perspective, I have, again, first to market, chat. I've had a Steam account since I was like 15 years old. All of my games are on Steam. I have no desire to start a collection of games in another place. Actual zero desire. Was it the Epic Game Store that was looking at other files on your computer at one point, or was that something else that I'm misremembering? Nameless dude, thanks for the follow. It was. Okay, good. I'm just trying to, you know, that's a big thing, so I don't want to mix that up, but yeah. No, I'm pretty sure it was the Epic one is the one that has Fortnite, right? Fortnite's an Epic game. I'm pretty sure that's a Fortnite thing, right?
Rise, metal brethren.
Riot's anti-cheat is pretty invasive. All right, here's gonna be I'm gonna get accused of being a Riot defender here, or a Riot. I'm in the League Partner Program. I'm gonna defend Riot. I think it's different for anti-cheat software to be looking at shit on your computer than it is for a random launcher to be looking at shit on your computer. Like, you're agreeing to that software, agreeing to use their anti-cheat stuff to ensure that you're not cheating on your computer. Like, that's different than, like, a launcher that doesn't have any business in any of my shit, right? Yeah, anti-cheat software is supposed to be invasive. If you want to play an esport and you want integrity in your esport, anti-cheat software needs to be able to be invasive. Yes, and like that's a game that has lots of money on the line. A random application that's just supposed to be installing things on my computer is an entirely different thing.
They take it to the gun show.
We're kind of popping off here, huh? Opponent doesn't have avalanche mana. So we're gonna play this, and then we're gonna thermo beam this. Oh, they'll get attacked next turn. Epic compared their Fortnite lawsuit to the civil rights movement. Oh, capitalism. Hey, Simon Lottie. I think I might have missed your sub there. I appreciate the tier 2. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hey, by the way, Simon, and all the tier 2s out there, I feel like people who tier 2 don't do this often enough. If you tier 2 sub to the channel, you can bump a deck in the stream queue every month when you renew. So, Simon, or anybody else that's tier 2 and hasn't done it, feel free to take a look at the stream queue and let me know if there's a Runeterra deck in there you'd like to see a little bit sooner. I want to just diversify which of my threats have extra attack here, so we're going to support the little one here. Lillipad Swag, thanks for the 20 months. Welcome back. So, Epic and Riot both have corporate backing / investors / whatever you technically call it by the Chinese company Tencent. But that company doesn't, Tencent as an investor doesn't strictly dictate what decisions get made inside of those companies. Tencent as an investor company, it is shorter for me to list the gaming companies that Tencent doesn't have money invested in than it is for me to list the gaming companies that Tencent has money invested in. They have a hand in almost everything. They have a hand in Discord. They have money in Reddit. I think we're gonna try and keep Viktor alive here, huh? They have money in Blizzard. They have money in Activision. Yeah, like if you haven't heard of Tencent before and their money invested in the gaming industry, Google it. Like, they have money in almost everything. I don't believe Tencent has money invested in Wizards of the Coast, but Wizards of the Coast works with Tencent for distribution of their products inside of Asia, I believe. We haven't been playing this deck long enough to really have a feel for it just yet, Eddie. Victor's a big boy, chat.
System upgrade. Ingenious.
Opponent notably playing Frel Iona. So, like, actually, so last turn I mentored onto here. It could have been right to mentor onto the Messenger, so that way this would survive, Icequake. Because they're not a Ruination deck, because they're not SI. Simon said to bump Frel Alliance over. I did miss it. Thank you. Dunzo. The L Dune, thank you for the 18 months, by the way. And Luna Light Live, thanks for the 15 as well. Did I miss a Lillipad swag? I might have missed a Lillipad swag in there. It's been busy today. And I was up late last night.
Another brilliant design.
So these are free. Meow, meow, meow. It could be right to Zoe first. I don't know. I think we're pretty unlikely to level her up.
A vision of progress brought to life.
There's value in gemming right away in case they have ways to deal damage. Like getting it out of the range of another deal 3. Yeah, I think I could have let Twitch chat take actions at random there and we would have been fine. My one complaint, we have leveled up Zoe close to double-digit number of times already. If you haven't checked my YouTube channel, I published 3 different Zoe decks there last night, 2 of which were great and the 3rd of which was still okay. Zoe's very good. My one complaint about the mini set release cycle so far, probably Endure Aggro. My one complaint about the release cycle so far is that the landmark removal should have all been in the same set with the initial landmarks. That is quite literally my only complaint I have. I think in general every 2 months is fine. I think all the landmark removal should have been there to start though. Hopefully, I can't imagine they're going to introduce many more new card types in the future. So, like, I assume that's going to largely be a non-issue moving forward.
What does he want from me?
Hey, Mazip, I'm glad you've been enjoying the VGC stuff. I agree, it's been a lot of fun. Really surprised they're not blocking with these.
I am superior life form.
I think I want just more cheap cards at this point.
Broke my hand, so I got a new one.
One hand will not reshape the future.
Broke hand, so I gotta do one.
System upgrade.
Gotta get out of here.
So ordinary.
Although now that I type that favorites command in, I'm realizing that because YouTube stopped letting me auto add videos to playlists. It's actually the video that posted this morning is not up there. I'll fix that real quick. It's really annoying that YouTube removes features from their sites that people use. Oh, they lost their 4-through at that play. That's actually really good for us, even if we don't have good attacks anymore. Yeah, I think with the ephemeral thing played out here, I'm probably just not attacking. I think I am going to spread some gems out just in case this dies later on and also gets my augments going, but there's not really a reason to attack into these, right? Is their Endure lethal at this point? How many things have died?
Everyone's a garden.
Yeah, it's lethal now, but I might have decent open attacks next turn. I'm gonna get to drop. Oh, Sub Percival's not ready to go yet. That's awkward. So they're gonna clear some board space out for us here. Burn what we draw next turn, but I think that's fine. They're playing Unspeakable Horror. Wow, that is not a card I was playing around. Alright, so I think the play here is Nyandroid into a giant pile of gems for hopefully lethal. Meow! The murder cats are coming, chat. So each one of these gems is +2 attack to my board. Render them catatonic. all of our gems are heads up there, so just backing it in. Yeah, the sound design of all of the augment cards is great. For sure. Man, did Alan sleep yesterday? I keep an eye on the Runeterra section on Twitch while I'm live usually, and he was still live last night when I went to bed at like 2 a.m. Did he sleep in between? He's been live for 27 hours. Good lord. That's some dedication. Ribbon Shyvana. I'm gonna mulligan the Spell Thief. I don't want that early against Demacia Noxus deck, I don't think. Stones to pair with Goat seems fine. Perfect. Alan ZQ's been live for like 27 hours. Ascale and Moray, thanks for the follows. Welcome to the channel. So, I think with this play, I actually Spacey Sketcher here and ditch the super cool star chart. Do I want another elusive? I'm into the Serpent, actually. Just get more things to play to the board.
Playing catch with Zoe. I'm a serious artist now. I paint sparkle flies.
Mystical levitation requires concentration.
I've got your back.
Oh, floaty crystals.
Approach, savage.
She's a serious artist, chat. She paints sparkle flies. Sparkle flies are very serious business. We got plenty of good blockers here. These are my goats. There are many like them, but these ones are mine. I think I'm just ditching the star chart again, because I'm going to get another one when we hit with her.
What's a warrior but hands to wield a weapon?
The heart and mind to aim its strike.
And Gem Spacey Sketcher here too, so that way they can't eat it with the 2/2.
No looking back.
Silly thing.
That should block here, right?
Words of power linger in the air.
Okay, Subpercibles at 7 out of 10. Can we get it to 10 out of 10 for our next turn? I think so. With this. Yeah, Zoe's a really well designed card. Big agree. Honestly, another elusive card's not bad. I could technically level Zoe here, right? Oh no, I can't play this because they haven't played a spell yet. You can't play this for nothing.
Sacred
Yeah, if I would have sequenced differently, I could have ended up leveling because they played a spell. Maybe I should have assumed. I mean, I don't have another Zoe either, though. So, like, I don't know that, like, it's necessarily worth waiting there.
Meow, 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 meow.
Meow, 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 meow.
Fly to them on broken wings. Even shattered hearts mend in time.
Yeah, we are super dead to a rally, huh?
Meow, 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 meow.
I'm not dead to open attack, so I'm just gonna end.
Slow down, will you?
So I think I want to save my elusives for next turn to push lethal, so I want to put other blockers out this turn.
Broke my hand, so I got a new one.
So I got a new one.
The time for talk is over.
What do I do? What don't I do?
Yeah, in fact, the next deck we're gonna play after this one, Zigzags, is a Quinn Ribbon Scouts deck. The Scout Sugar Ribbon for you when you get the attack token. Full mulligan, looking for lower curve cards here. Yeah, scouts give you an attack token. Nailed it.
It's just your mind crawling under what it doesn't understand, silly.
Silly.
Shit time.
Yeah, there's a ton of really great deck building synergies in this set. It's really well done. Yes, yeah, in order to prime sub, you can't currently be subbed to the channel, so you gotta wait for it to run out. Roar! Zoe just providing a really nice flow of stuff to discard for value here.
My faith protects me.
Well, that's rude. They're gonna murder my Zoe, chat.
Mystical levitation requires concentration.
We will not suffer unbelievers.
They will not escape punishment. Punish transgressors.
Morning, window head. Opponent trying to decide who they want to kill here. Gnarly, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Good morning. All right.
Gravity? Which side was upside again? Whichever way the paint drips, Zoe.
Which side was upside? Whichever way the paint drips.
The dawn has arrived.
Carry her light across the mountain.
I am the herald of the glorious evolution.
Oh my gosh, I'm a herald too! What's your favorite thing you ever heralded?
We will not suffer consequences.
They will not escape punishment.
It makes mid-range too good. Nah, get interacted with. I think Herald's a great design. Plaza's a great design. Why did we time out Assassin, Goldbuck? It only took 6 months, but I'm enjoying Runeterra now. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Y-Sticks. It's a genuinely great game. I think we gem this, so that way if they want to challenger into him, they have to trade at least. The same might be true of this goat, actually, as well. So I can't just, like, hook into any of these for free.
Button. Punish transgressions. Glorious end.
Nah, Zoe's dying here. Was it worth it trying to high roll tough to save Viktor? Ooh, maybe? That's definitely a keyword that can save him there, huh? Oh, is barrier a keyword it can roll? You can't get barrier. I didn't think so. All right. So, messenger means that Submersible is online. Lightworks, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel.
I am the bulwark against darkness.
Streamer asking a simple question. Twitch chat, yes, no, no. Yep. Welcome to my life. Concerted strike here? Meteor shower, sure. It can get Spell Shield, is notable.
Bask in the light's radiance.
How do you feel about Moonlight Afflictioning this? Just like his bad Hush? to like keep my submersible alive and deny them 5 life. I think I'm into it. Okay, sweet. There's another elusive threat. Opponent is playing Lux Leona. Do you have a Daybreak card? So I can... Has Spell Thief had any good hits? I'm 1 mana short of Spell Thief into Concerted Strike. I think this just has to happen, right? Oh, I can Spell Thief their single combat. Great. You can get the thing that they currently have on the stack. Forgot about that. I think this card's just fine. I think the people talking about this card being too good are silly.
Behold the sun's holy light.
I'm gonna pass. They have to attack here. Spell Thief is very good. You should likely have a minimum of 2 Spell Thieves in every one of your target decks. Card is super strong. Yep.
I rise anew.
Okay, so they're going to 15 here. Is something noteworthy. So I get to Calculated Creations into second Nyandroid, play Nyandroid. And then we can Mentor the Stones. Actually, I probably want a Spacey Sketcher to start. See what we find.
And here's where I paint my constellation.
Speak, stars. Speak, I say.
So I want to open attacks here. Each of these are worth 3. So this is 6, 9. I can deal 10, 11 here. 12, 13. So not quite lethal.
A masterpiece. The color is off. Celestial power.
Ever vigilant.
Oh, you must be new here, Whitman. This is the internet. When someone shows you that you're wrong, they take the goalposts and they slide them down.
Safety disengaged.
Okay. Do they not have... What is in their hand? Is it just like a bunch of Daybreaks? Oh, this gives this lifesteal again. That's really good.
Potential. The power of progress.
We're still in an okay spot here, right?
Can I paint you? Oh, you're interesting. My paint! Look at this reality! Look how sparkly!
Yeah, this is so like their deck seems like it has so Lux is a card that makes you want spells in your deck, but this is a card that makes you want units, and this card doesn't work with your cards that want spells and doesn't work with your card that wants units. So it seems like kind of a weird choice to me.
Unleash new potential.
We do have Hearthstone lethal here. They are dead if they have no responses.
You'll find you a formidable foe.
Ship time!
I actually don't want to attack with this one, because if I attack with this one, I could lose to Judgment. So it's important to only attack with elusives there.
Oh yeah!
Do-do-do-do-do. Climbing on up the ladder. Her design is very adorable. I agree. Oh, their username is Paddlestar. That's appropriate. So we've got Ballistic Bot into Rummage and Sumpure. The fact that they've got Zoe here on one is real good for them.
Once I stamp papers, now faces.
Oh, that's weird. They're just playing super cool star chart as a card in their deck? Okay, so they must be super celestial focused then, right? I'm going too.
Safety disengaged.
Had a thought, if you bank spell mana on turns 1 and 2, you can Grand Plaza into Succession in 1 turn. That's a neat idea. I like what you're cooking. Like where your head's at.
What's doing over there?
Prime and ready.
You should be able to Spell Thief while their first spell is on the stack, I would think. Based on the way the card is worded, I would expect that that's not working as intended.
Gems are superb. Bad for the teeth, though.
I am the herald of the glorious evolution.
Oh my gosh, I'm a herald too! What's your favorite thing you ever heralded?
Hey, thanks for the bits, Big Mama. I appreciate it. OJPE, thanks for the follow. Myrtle, welcome to the channel as well. Welcome to everybody. Awesome to see 550 people in here this morning. Hope everybody's having a good time with the new card set released this morning. this weekend, this evening, wherever you're at in the world. If you're new to the channel, my name's Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. I do Runeterra stuff 5 to 7 days per week. We do a ton of constructed on this channel. I always try to have a lot of variety. All 3 of those decks you see listed in the stream title are decks I'm intending to play today, and the order in which I intend to play them. If you're interested in seeing what's in those decks that are coming up, you can type !decks in chat, or take a peek at the deck queue on my website. I think I'm just in for the elusive here, right? This blocks Zoe really well.
Accidental art.
I also have a couple of YouTube channels, one of which I post Runeterra deck highlights on every single day of the week. So I'm going to be playing a ton of different decks as the new expansion drops. So if you want to see kind of the best of the best, the ones that perform or are the sweetest, you'll want to take a peek over there. 34958. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Stacking up some keywords on Viktor. Hoping to fade Challenger here so I can't interact with my board.
Get in the portal! Juggle, juggle, juggle.
Go ahead and gem this just to heal it, I think. I am both an old man and have 3 small children, so no, you won't find me doing 24-hour streams anytime soon. That is something I did once upon a time in my youth. That is no longer something I do on Twitch. Can you improve perfection? Let's get rid of their elusives here and punch. I should probably attack with this, actually. I wouldn't mind clearing out some bench space. We're kind of full up. Yeah, I should throw this away for a point of damage on something. I'll probably end up overrating this. Wow, going to 2 against a PNZ deck seems real bold. Could have Mystic Shots and get excited. Yeah, the dollar amount to try and make me do a 24-hour stream is probably into the 4 digits, though, because it would require rearranging my entire schedule and Christy taking off work, so... Would take a pretty significant amount of money to convince me to do that kind of inconvenience. T Trinker HS, thanks for the follow, and welcome to Runeterra. Plus, I don't really like, some people might be okay at getting through 24 hours, but like, my content is worse after like if I push myself, like, I can get through like 12 to 14 hours pretty consistently. But anything past like 12 to 24, it all starts to get hazy in my, or like 12 to 14, the quality of the content goes downhill. I'd much rather do just like extra streams with reasonable amount of time. So this has lifesteal, so they're not just dead here. Hey, I agree, Sarja. I'm real big on self-care. Am I trading these here? I think so. This basically isn't getting it anymore anyways. I guess it technically provides big dishes, but they're getting some life back. I mean, to be fair, we're very fortunate that my wife has one of those fancy jobs that comes with benefits in the United States, so like, she has PTO. Christy actually took today and tomorrow off because her PTO bank was going to be over full, and she was gonna lose some of it. Hey, Vapor Leon, thanks for 7 months. Yeah, you can still find the sub-survey linked in the Discord server. I'll probably keep reading the feedback on that for another day or two. Usually I look at it for about a week or so. Just gonna ignition and see what they do. Feels like we're in a pretty good spot, right? We've got these challengers to hook this out of the way, and then we've got good elusive threats here. How often are tournaments? These seasonal tournaments that Runeterra is currently doing happen every 2 months. So the latter season just rolled over. So the next one should be in February. How did we do in the last tournament? I did coverage for the last tournament, Jin. I think we're just getting another elusive threat here, huh?
Now there is no prey to stop.
Meta is perfection. Ingenious.
The color is off.
Yeah, I mean coverage, yeah, like Riot, hired me, I was on the official channel, it was sweet.
That was super fun, and I gotta say,
Am I prohibitive for uploading that to YouTube because it was a Riot event? Well, it wasn't broadcast on my channel. So it's technically not my content. It's on the Riot YouTube channel. We keep this to start. Actually, Rummage is pretty good with Ballistic Box. It makes me freebies. I'm gonna mulligan these, looking for other cheap things to pair with Rummage. Nice. Yeah, I only ask the important questions on my sub-surveys. I don't want to waste anybody's time. Maybe if it was consistent, a Zentoth, but that was just a one-off. That's just a one-off thing for the time being. Is Zoe overperforming for you too? Yeah, Zoe's great. I was pretty confident that Zoe would be playable when she was spoiled. She is much better than I was anticipating.
Can you improve perfection?
Can you improve perfection? Now this is a sweet combo. So like, you want mostly units because of this, and then this is going to make all your opponent's non-units cost more. It's rude, but it's real good.
I am superior life form.
Superior life form. Her level form is adorable. The artwork with the Zeebles, it's all you need to know. Don't worry about the rest of it's irrelevant. She's adorable. Viktor. I would like to murder that one.
Our ancestors are watching.
Hiya!
Can you improve perfection?
We fight for those who cannot.
They're gonna murder my Zoe, chat. They're gonna murder my Zoe.
Once I stamp papers, now faces.
Demacia!
We strike.
Oh. Yes. Deal. Hey, Love Bacon. Thank you for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for dropping your Prime here this month. He did. He said, I used to stamp papers, now I stamp faces. It is in fact quite amazing. So I can go calculated creations into elusive into double ignition attack. Flee with 2 E's.
My shield is yours.
Perfection. Rise, metal brethren.
Welcome. Good luck out there, recruit.
Captain Crowley. I'm Cythria.
Hey, the 10 Doctor Forever. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for the support. Really appreciate it. Wouldn't be here without the support of folks like you. Read. That's terrifying. This means they get to attack every turn. Slow down, will you? We could spell thief the concerted strike, that's true. I'm gonna dig for a silence here real quick. Moon Silver. Honestly, that's probably the card I want at this point. So, she's really close to leveling, right? If I go Goat, Spell Thief, Moon Silver, she levels.
Here we go.
Bulletproof! I've been away for far too long, but I've been keeping up on the VGC stuff on YouTube. More, please. Master Ball plays. Exactly. Thank you for the prime. Hey, what you got there?
Perfection.
For our allies.
System upgrade.
So long, Garrett. All right, Victor's ready to level, chat.
Safety disengage. We must improve.
Why not strike with the goat for the extra gem? In case they have a single combat. If they have a single combat, they could single combat to stop me from killing their Garen. Sounds good, we're in. Well, we're probably going to fit one of the 2 Zoe decks into tomorrow again, because I want to try and figure out which one I want to play for the LPP tournament on Saturday.
System upgrade. Join me if you want to live.
Does Concerted Strike fizzle if one of our units dies? No, but the unit that dies doesn't get to strike. So in that instance, we wanted both of our units to be able to kill their thing with a strike. Does Riot allow secondary tournaments? Riot does allow secondary tournaments. But the event that I'm playing in this weekend is an official Riot-sponsored tournament as part of the League Partner Program that I'm in.
Safety disengaged. Genius in action.
Alright, let's mess some folks up.
Let's mess some folks up. Hey, Patches, thanks for the 9 months. I appreciate that. We started with Mushroom Mine this morning, Titan. I went live earlier than I usually go live this morning. For reference, for people that are my regulars used to my morning schedule starting at 10 a.m., I'm going to be fitting more Runeterra into my schedule because we've had so many deck submissions recently. So I'm going to be starting at 9 a.m. in the mornings now. What do we think of Moonlight Affliction? Just wipe both of these. I think I'm into that.
Brilliant design. Electroplating completed.
Both the Bilgewater and the Freljord builds felt really good. Alright, so I guess we gem this so that way these trade at least. And then I have another Viktor rolled up.
Banish the unworthy.
Don't hold back!
Burns on.
Should we have played the Infliction earlier to prevent the spawning of the 3-4? Yeah, probably. I wasn't thinking about what my sequencing was going to be.
Gems are
I definitely should have just prevented the 3-4. I would have had an extra thing left over. Oh! Oh my god, that's a huge punt. I totally forgot we had Zoe level up earlier, and Zoe's an emblem, basically. So this gave my whole board elusive when it came into play. I forgot about that. That's funny. It took me a second. I was like, wait, what? Oh, that's what happened. Yeah, so like this could have been elusive too. Like both of these could have been elusive. Yeah, Zoe's effect is forever. She levels up and then you just keep it forever. You can just take the unit here. It's really good.
The honor is mine.
Celestial power.
I think I want to just make this a 7/7 here.
no hesitation.
Oh, this has Challenger, so making this a 7/7 doesn't matter.
Charge!
Yeah, it's gonna be lethal. Yeah, some kind of visual indicator for that would probably be good. Patches, thanks for the 3/4 of a year. I mean, to be fair, their Garen specifically didn't do a whole lot that game. Underlight, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Braum Vlad, probably playing the new Scargrounds landmark that we're going to close on today. I'm going to bin the calculated creations. Our 1-2-3 curve is very good here, though. Ballistic bot into some treasure specifically is great.
I've got this.
Probably an Ember Maiden deck, which doesn't bode well for our girl here.
Oh, I can't wait.
Once I stamp papers, now faces.
I only put decks on my website, generally speaking, if I've played them more than once and I feel happy with where they are. So, the decks on my website is not a list of every deck I've ever played. They're decks that I've played enough that I feel comfortable recommending them to players. So, the only place that is everything I've played are my mobile Linux page and then my Stream Archives YouTube page. They could play Braum here. If they play Braum, I don't have great attacks. How often do I remove older decks from my website? All of the decks that are on my website are kept constantly up to date. If I think something needs to change based on the format changing, I update the deck list there. If I think that a deck is no longer playable, I remove it from the decks listed there. It is a living page. It's not just like a static top 8 finishes meta snapshot type thing. The goal of the decks on my website is to have a place that I can always point new players to and say, hey, here's decks that I recommend for these archetypes. Yeah, I spend a lot of time doing work off stream for stuff on stream.
Can you improve perfection?
I love a man with style.
Heard it all before.
That's pretty good. We're just getting Viktor going. He's pretty small at this point. He's not really close to leveling. I'll play the goat out as a blocker. Braum and the Crimson Awakener are getting cozy here.
Son. Ha! This is fun, yes?
Indicator there is not. Or Zoe. It would be nice to be able to access a list in client of which cards you have played towards her and which ones you haven't. Yeah, I think comparing Zoe to Twisted Fate is very appropriate. She is a card that demands your opponent kill it, and if they don't kill her, she can take over the game entirely on her own. She generates value on her front half and can take over a game if left unchecked. The reason I'm not discarding Flame Chompers, yeah, because I don't need the Flame Chompers just yet, and these are fleeting, so they're going to disappear if I don't, and I don't really want to spend my mana on them. Although maybe I should be, because like Viktor just hasn't had any of his work towards leveling up yet. This is still pretty far away from triggering 2 here still. Probably want to start playing these out so I can work towards getting some Percival going.
You must be Lord Vladimir.
And you must be something.
Spell Thief is very good. It is an easy, cheap format staple. It's bumping a deck by X points means. It means you take a deck in my deck queue and move it up so it gets played on stream sooner. All of the content on this channel pretty much is viewer driven. What people who watch the channel want to see and when, what people that support the channel with donations or bits want to see, that dictates what I play and when I play it.
A great mind must never idle.
We really don't have great attacks here, huh? I think we're just passing and then hoping to Crescent Strike. I agree, Jin. I also can't really use the mini kitchen anymore with my Invisalign retainers. Kodamari, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. How's the Invisalign going? I am technically done with my Invisalign treatment and waiting for my retainer to come in the mail. But there was, my retainer was supposed to be here last week, and there's been mail delays given the state of, well, you know, everything. They work as advertised. I think if you can afford the expense, straightening your teeth is a valuable thing to have in the long term. It helps keep them cleaner. JCZ the best. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. That being said, dental work is not cheap. We have good dental insurance through my wife's work, and the Invisalign still cost me almost $4 grand out of pocket. But I had a few teeth that were really messed up, so. Maybe I should have been using the goat more aggressively to generate gems. I suppose if they don't open attacks, Ignition's technically lethal next turn. I mean, traditional braces aren't cheap either. I never had traditional braces growing up because my family couldn't afford them. They're a lot of money. Yeah, they have to open on attacks because of Ignition. No, Viktor. Oh wait, leveled Viktor, unleveled Viktor doesn't drain. That's great. Vlad, sorry, Vlad, this idiot. And then the Ignition is lethal there. We were dead to a pump spell. Oh, were we? Yeah, you're super. I didn't count. I just moused over the eye and saw that it was 10. But we were at 10 because of the lifesteal. You're right. I should block with this up there. You're correct. So, all things considered in this deck, our record with this deck was good, but I really didn't like how this deck played on average. Notably, Viktor specifically didn't feel like it was a meaningful card in this deck for the most part. The Submersible paired with Viktor specifically, the wins that we got with this deck largely came on the back of our having large elusive threats, and this deck felt very similar to like what it wanted to be doing was like an elusive aggro deck similar to the different Zoe decks we played last night. And I feel like if that's the direction, like a Zoe PNZ elusive deck seems like a fine thing to build, but Viktor doesn't feel like it's a meaningful part of like executing that strategy appropriately. So I feel like if I were to try a Zoe PNZ deck with Submersible again, I would probably not play Viktor as the second champion. Either Teemo or Ezreal would probably be what I would want to consider. I would get another Nyandroid in here as another elusive threat. Sparklefly was a card that's been very good in our other elusive aggro decks. So yeah, I think Ezreal instead of Viktor, and then I would try and get some Sparklefly in here. But Viktor explicitly with Submersible didn't really feel like, what's PNZ? Piltover and Zaun. It's the second region here. All right, at any rate, we're done with this one, but don't go anywhere yet.